So, what do you do if you find that someone else is copying your invention? What do you do? Hi, I'm JD Houvener, owner, founder, and patent attorney here at Bold Patents Law Firm. I'm also the author of Bold Ideas, The Inventor's Guide to Patents. I've helped thousands of inventors over the years achieve over 500 patents as of today. I'm happy to talk with you about this important question. So this is about infringement or copying of an invention. And I know this could seem quite awful, right? As the inventor, you see some of the product that looks exactly like yours, they're ripping you off. It's this emotional feeling. You're upset. So before we go too much further, I want to kind of categorize this into three major buckets. So first one, who is infringing? Take a hard look. Be careful about your assumptions in terms of whether it actually infringes your patent claims. Leave that to your patent attorney. But firstly, is it call it hobby inventor, an innocent individual that might not have known about your invention? And when I say hobby, I really mean someone that might be selling a few products here and there, say on Etsy. Maybe they don't seem to really have any energy or effort to want to go big with their products. It may be just a relatively small, in terms of damages scope, copy or infringement of your invention. But it could also be someone who is, maybe you've talked with them before, and even worse yet, someone you've put on notice about your invention, and they have willfully ignored that and said, you know what, come get me. I'm going to go infringe anyway. And maybe they're more targeted in terms of their going to market plan, and you think they might actually have the true competition with what you're doing. Now that's a more serious infringement, all right? So kind of looking down that first lane of who is infringing, and is it something that I think will actually lead to true competitive disadvantage, true damages in terms of what your patent is protecting you from, and trying to exclude those from making, using, or selling your invention. The second major thing you want to consider is the actual infringement itself. Is the product, the alleged product, truly infringing your claims? And that will take a careful eye. And like I said earlier, I do think you should speak with a patent attorney to make that decision. What they'll be looking at is, if you have a design patent, they'll be looking at the three-dimensional, the aesthetic, the overall look and feel of that alleged accused infringer, to see if that product has all the elements, all the design elements that are found in your design patent. If you have a utility patent or a portfolio of utility patents, they will carefully look at the claims, independent, dependent claims, looking element by element to see if those pieces of structure or those steps were taken by the alleged infringing article. That is a determination that is made in a legal sense. And once you have that infringement opinion formed from your attorney that says, yes, it does look like this product is infringing. And let's say if that who question is something where, hey, this is a company or an individual that maybe we've already put on notice before, or that we think that they have the plans to stay or go into market and grow, that is a problem you must address. So those are the first two things. Who's infringing? Is the infringing article truly infringing your claims? Last one is going to be, is the infringement something that could come back and bite you if you were to allege infringement against them? Are you in the market? Are you selling a product that they could turn around and say that you're infringing them? Sometimes this happens. Before you go out there and start punching or writing letters, cease and desist letters, you want to make sure that you're in a good position from a defensive standpoint. If they turn around and say, well, not only are we not infringing you, you're infringing our patents, or we're going to invalidate your patent. So that's really the basis you want to be careful about before you go swinging and aggressively asserting your patent rights. One, making sure, of course, you're not stepping on the toes of anyone else's patents. But two, and maybe even more importantly, that you have a solid foundation, that your patent, as granted under the current patent laws, would stand the test of an invalidity push. Meaning if they try to say, hey, your patent is not valid because you didn't come up with all the prior art. Maybe you didn't do a patent search, or maybe when going through prosecution, you didn't tell the examiner about all the prior art that you knew of, and you defrauded the patent office. Is there any chance that in terms of the getting of the patent that you have, that there was maybe a procedural or an overall a true objective, on the merit, substantive issue with your patent application. If so, you want to be very careful with asserting it. It could come right back around to hurt you and your business. So be careful about that. The last thing to mention here, of course, is to always consider settling, right? Not having to threaten legal action, finding a way to work together with another individual, treat them like a business partner. That's maybe a good win-win if you think they are really in a good position to, cooperate or be willing to negotiate with you on both of your efforts in the market. I hope that was educational and helpful in terms of what do you do if someone else is copying, and we'll talk next time. Please do click below. We have a free Inventor's Kit. Download that to get the basics of patent law, a whole copy of my book, both Idea and the Inventor's Guide to Patents. Have a great day, everybody. Go big, go bold.